Welcome back to the kitchen. I am still here with Kim and Laurie. It's day 2 of our retreat. We're taking some leftovers from yesterday, found a few other things in the fridge that I want to clean out, and we're going to make wraps. Love wraps, super easy, super versatile, a million different choices, and that's what we're going to do today. The boys are going winter camping, so I'm going to make them a couple wraps that they can take for dinner. I think there's a couple secrets with wraps that I'm going to share. My secrets. I think they're good tips. I'm going to share them with you today. They are about flavor and texture. So we're going to start, this is going to be a Mexican wrap. We're going to use our leftover sweet potato and beans and cabbage. But we're also going to put some greens in here. So we're going to kind of mix up this flavor from kind of our standard taco. And when we're using greens in a wrap, I think a really good tip is you don't really actually have to break them up too much. That's the nice thing about a wrap is you can just bite it and it kind of cuts things as it goes. So I'm going to put in some of these mixed greens. And then when you're serving kids, I think there's 2 main tips. 3 tips. 3 tips for kids. They'll eat iceberg lettuce where they won't eat mixed greens. So if I put some of this in, that makes Max happier. The other tip we're going to talk about is putting ranch dressing on and lots of cheese. All right. So when we're making a salad for a wrap is kind of our foundation. The secret is really to pre-dress the greens so that everything kind of incorporated in the wrap has been hit with flavor. So I'm sure you've had a wrap. I've had a million of them where you're like 2 bites, 3 bites, nothing going on, and you're just trying to kind of dig in through the wrap to find the bite where something interesting is happening. Not with this wrap. Every bite will be a delight. Ooh. Okay, so I'm going to pour some ranch on here. And I'm just going to give it a toss. And make sure that everything is good and coated with the dressing. This is kind of a traditional in my world, taco salad wrap. Okay, so I have just some wheat tortillas. You could use any kind that you like. I had the burner on. It's still kind of warm. So it makes it easier to fold the wrap if you warm it up a little bit, especially if your filling is not warm. So I'm just going to warm this up a titch. And everything we're putting in here we can eat room temperature. So one of my favorite things I love to do is when we travel, we're going on a big road trip, I love to make a wrap. It's super quick and easy to make them in the morning, and then you don't necessarily have to stop and eat some junky food on the way if you don't want. It saves a fair amount of money too, and it's a good way to clean out some stuff in the fridge before you travel. So I'm going to add a bit of green pepper. So this is going to give us a different texture, and green pepper is a nice taco salad kind of flavor. So I'm going to add this to, I know I warmed up those wraps and now I'm not using them, but we'll get there. I just wanted to add these to the dressing. Okay, I'm going to move this, make 2 at once. Okay. So I actually have some pre-shredded cheese. This is a taco blend. And rip this bag open. So I'm going to double layer the cheese. If you're a cheese lover, I don't think you can ever have enough cheese. So I'm just going to put it in this bowl and make it easy. So this is 3 kinds of cheddar, which will be nice for our taco salad wrap. And I'm going to just start with a layer of cheese on the bottom. You will find this recipe with this video. I am going to then put our dressed greens on here. And I put enough greens in here that I thought would be good for 2 wraps. And I'm just gonna spread it out amongst the 2. When you're pre-dressing greens, I really find it's nice to just take a big bowl and mix up your greens ahead of time. And I'm a big fan of my little salad tongs. Okay, there's the greens. We're gonna add some of our roasted and spiced sweet potato. So this makes this kind of hearty and satisfying and gives these little punches of kind of sweet caramelized flavor. Also makes it quite filling for the boys. And I'm also going to add some of our, yesterday we cooked up these beans and cabbage with spices. So I'm going to sprinkle some of this on. The cabbage went this kind of funky blue color, which is fun. Put this on. And all of these have already been seasoned. So we seasoned these all up when we were cooking them. So I know there's lots of flavor in amongst all of this. Okay. So I have some green onions and a little, that's going to give a nice little punch and pop of flavor. If I wasn't using the beans, then I would add some sort of maybe seeds or nuts to this. If I was serving them right away, we have these kind of lovely avocados. It's one day later. These are perfect today. I'm going to have to use these for something else because I'm not going to put avocado in a wrap that they're going to eat later on today. I'm going to do another layer of cheese. We want to be able to really get that kind of nice, sharp cheddar cheese flavor throughout. But this is a personal choice. I think if you're going to go camping in the winter, you deserve extra cheese. What do you guys think?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Bring on the cheese.
Okay, so here's our wraps. Very traditional. 2 more little ingredients. One is, I don't know if you have this, I don't know if you've got husbands or teenagers, but we have lots of bags of chips with just crumbs at the bottom in our cupboard. So this is a nice way of using it. There's just a few chips left in here. Remember we talked about the crunch? The crunch in something taco-y is fun. I know it's gonna get soggy, but it's still gonna give that corny, salty, tortilla flavor. So I'm gonna sprinkle some of this on top. I know what you're thinking right now. Right now you're wondering how I'm gonna fold these up. I'm wondering that a little bit myself. And I've promised these guys we're only doing this video in 1 take, so we're gonna make it work. I don't want to embarrass myself. Okay, so there's that. And the very interesting, perhaps controversial ingredient, pomegranate seeds. I know they're not a traditional ingredient in a taco salad, but there's something about that sweet, tangy, juicy little bite that will let these boys know that I made it. and it just kind of mixes it up a little bit. I love pomegranate seeds. They are like, they kind of offset all the kind of spice, and they're so tangy, and they just look like jewels of the earth. They're so beautiful. So I'll just take a few here. This is why I'm wearing an apron. Okay, and then I'm just going to sprinkle some of these on. They won't know what hit them. So, the sweet potato, we've got lots of cheese. The sweet potato is kind of moist. Our beans are flavored. We've got the nice tangy flavor of the ranch dressing on our salad. The one other thing I'm going to do is a little bit of salsa that I have from the fridge. So I have a bit of corn salsa left. I'm going to sprinkle it on. One of the things I think that's really important with a good wrap is that you don't have it's like the sweet spot of the saucing. So you want kind of that thick ranch coating everything, but nobody wants a wrap that drips down your arm into your elbow. Right. So I'm just going to kind of put this salsa on. It's going to give us a little bit more of tang of flavor, but I don't want this to be too watery. So there's that. And then just a little bit of tomato salsa, maybe a tablespoon, just kind of around the edges, and that'll fold all up in there. Ooh, now I wish I'd made 3. Kim and Lori are like, what are we having
Exactly.
for lunch?
What's going on?
Okay, now's the big moment. Say a little prayer to the gods of wraps. Just put a little bit of this that way. And I'm just gonna go nice and quick and really just, you gotta tuck that right under there.
I'm gonna get that tin foil ready.
Okay, perfect.
I feel like
Yep,
it needs to be on standby.
there, look at that. Okay. We'll clean that up.
Good enough?
Yep, perfect.
All right.
And just like before, so we put it down, flip that up, and then we kind of wrap it around nice and tight, and tuck it around, and then again. So it is definitely not going to leak out the bottom, and then I always make the top a little pointy. Turn it so they know what the top is. One more napkin.
So Shankari, would it be helpful to, when you put it in your lunch kit or your little picnic bag, put them in that direction, just so then gravity's helping it stay together?
It could. I think it's a good idea. It depends kind of maybe how you have your space. Sometimes, let me just tuck that under. Sometimes I'll actually just take a Ziploc bag and then I just kind of line them up and it keeps them kind of tight. And
stable.
actually, I don't mind how the flavor, because it's not too liquidy. We've got things that are moist,
Right.
but it's not going to get soggy. That's the secret, especially if you're not going to eat it immediately, is, you can put a rubber band around this, is that the flavors are all going to kind of melt together and get quite kind of happy. So then I will just, these are good. They're good at room temperature. Nothing's going to go wrong here. And now the boys, that they just found out that I don't even think that because it's so icy they can't get the car into where they want to go. They're going to have to, I don't know, snowmobile or put all their stuff on a dog sled to get to the cabin that they're staying at. So, but at least they'll know that they'll have a really yummy dinner waiting for them. So take a look at what's in your fridge and see what you can put in a wrap. And I think you'll find it's a really easy way to eat really healthy. Let us know what you think.
That's a wrap.